I'm going to be brutally rating the best Nasi Lemak in Kuala Lumpur. I picked out 3 different locations, all claiming to be the best in their own special ways. Nasi Lemak translated means fatty rice, which refers to the coconut milk that's infused into the dish to give it that buttery and sweet flavour. It's often paired with sambal, fried anchovies, peanuts, a boiled egg, and it can be served with a form of meat. So without further ado, let's start eating. The first location is a place called Village Park Restaurant, and I found out about this restaurant by watching Best Ever Food Review Show. And looking at the reviews, I've got high expectations for this place. I decided to order Nasi Lemak ayam goreng, which translated means fatty rice fried chicken. And once the food arrived, I was left in visual awe. The dish encapsulated beauty, and I wanted to take some time to appreciate it in its primordial form. After a bite, I was greeted with a wide array of complex flavors and textures. The rice had a subtle sweetness, and the chicken was seasoned very well. The skin was crispy, and the sambal was spicy, combining flavors of citrus, ginger, garlic with slight sweetness. This dish allowed me to briefly visualize what entering the gates of heaven would feel like. The peanuts resulted in a lovely nutty surprise, and the cucumber incorporated a great freshness into the dish. My only regret was not ordering more sambal. The dish was very oily, but surprisingly I wasn't left feeling the standard emotions of intense shame and guilt that I usually encounter after indulging in something this greasy. It was hard for me to process how this could get any better, but I had to keep an open mind for the next locations. Wanjo was recommended by my taxi driver, and judging by the reviews alone, I understand why. I decided to switch on my order slightly this time, and I got the Nasi Lemak ayam rendang, which incorporates a dry chicken curry infused with coconut and aromatic spices such as turmeric, ginger, lemongrass and cloves. I was curious to see how this would compare to our previous competitor. After a bite, there was an explosion of different flavors and textures going on in my mouth. The sambal was on the sweeter side compared to the last place, and I noticed that each restaurant tends to do each element of the dish very differently. There's always so much going on, and I love that. The ayam rendang was bursting with a variety of flavors, with coconut and ginger standing out the most. For my palate, I found the ginger to be slightly overpowering, but nonetheless, it was an amazing meal. It was both satisfying and hearty, and everything paired together wonderfully. And it was a completely different experience compared to the last location. Lemon Jar the Boss is our final location, and it's a smaller family-run restaurant, but they had the highest ratio of 5-star reviews compared to any other place in Kuala Lumpur. Based on the reviews, it looks like they could be a potential hidden gem. The family that worked here were very kind and attentive, and I could tell that this was something more than just a business to them. I decided to order Nasi Lemak ayam goreng, and after a bite, a surge of dopamine rushed through my spine. And it was in this moment that I felt safe. I felt as though nothing could hurt me physically or emotionally. I was taken in and fed like a young duckling by this family who offered nothing but hospitality and kindness. In this moment, I felt free from all evil in this world, and I entered a mental place of complete peace and serenity. I could tell that this dish was made with a lot of love and care. The sambal was hands down the best that I've tried. It was very spicy with hints of sweetness and citrus, and the chicken was seasoned the best out of the 3 places, but it wasn't the crunchiest. The coconut rice was packed with flavor, anchovies were crispy, and the service was incredible. This place prided themselves on their authenticity and made sure they provided an experience that was memorable. Not only was the food lovely, but the hospitality delivered by the family was exceptional. After taking my last bite, I was dreading a difficult decision on who deserved the crown as the best. All these locations offered such unique and different experiences from each other, and they all had individual items that reigned superior in their own regard. But after some deep inner work and reflection, there was only one location that made sense: Village Park Restaurant. There was nothing about the dish that I could fault. It was the best combination of flavors and textures, and each component was precisely executed to perfection, leaving me in awe with every bite. This is why you are my best Nasi Lemak in Kuala Lumpur.